I believe, although I'm sure there's still pockets of issues, that for the most part, this whole thing is being deliberately orchestrated to cause division. People are in the streets, they're burning, they're rioting, they're hurting people. The whole defund the police in neighborhoods where there's a lot of Black people who don't want less police presence. You know, overwhelmingly, they want police in their neighborhoods. And I just think the whole thing, a lot of the problems that we're having as a country, and maybe true as a family, is being driven by narratives that are coming from people who are deliberately driving those narratives.
So I can say for me, I think it's very easy to be where you sit, to experience the world as you do, from the lens that you do, and feel as if this reaction, this conversation that we're having about race is a product of media or some powers that be. But I can tell you that my relationship to my identity, every year since the internet has existed, I learned more and more about basically what I was taught was a lie. There's no question of what children in American school systems were fed. The narrative that we received about the country we lived in was just wrong. And on top of that, you know, things like voices, people of color, women are excluded from the narrative. And basically what happened for me is when the internet came around, I got an opportunity to learn how much I didn't know and how much I had been lied to by the services that I trust, by my schools, by the fact my mother, you know, was a first grade teacher growing up. And she learned that everything that she was teaching was wrong. And that was really difficult for her. So I've been on my own quest. And I think a lot of us have been since the internet came around, of realizing that we have power around where we get our information from. And I think that's part of the challenge that we're having with the media industry, is they have to really fight to be the loudest, and the loudest narrative is winning. So that's what people are engaging in, that's what people are watching, and that's not really what's best for us as a people. And however, I believe that this conversation that we're having about race is a conversation we've been having for a long time. And it's the Black community is who has shepherded it and made it louder. And I've been one of those people. I did not talk about my experience of Blackness. We've never had a conversation about me as your Black niece until now. Growing up, you and I never had this conversation. All the family members I mentioned, my father even, we never had a conversation about what my experience was like being a mixed race person. And we're having that conversation now. So to me, it's not about a media person who's made this happen. This is a long overdue conversation. You should not leave this without us having a conversation about what it's like for me as your Black niece